Hello everybody, Buddy Webb, Midland, Texas. I got a little video I'm going to do for you today, and it's going to blow you away. It's some proof of some of the dirtiest cops in the history of America. You know, right here in Midland, Texas, the hometown of the Bushes. And let me show you here. This is a Facebook post I did this morning right here. I picked this little meme with the little shit signs, you know, because that's what this is. It's shit's what it is. And I wrote, I told Detective Rosie Rodriguez at the ER, there's proof. Just go look. There's proof. And they went and stole the proof. Shaking my head. Okay. That's how I started this. Okay. Now let me show you here my comments on it. And from the top coming down. Okay. Detective Rosie Rodriguez didn't know that the nurse, that was Nurse Cresswell, Kiera Cresswell, was documenting what I was saying at the ER when I told her about my voice recorder that had recorded the burglar alarms going off in my home before I was shot. This proved that I was shot during a home invasion. Okay. Rosie wrote on her report that I told her I was locking up for the night, knocked my gun over, and shot myself with no mention of the home invasion I was under. Okay, and these are coming. This is from my permanent medical records. This is from ER Nurse Cresswell, and this is from Detective Rosie Rodriguez. Okay, so we're going to compare what they two wrote, and basically it's time stamped at the nurse's notes, 11/27. Keep in mind I was crawling out at 10:42. You know, and I'm telling Rosie Rodriguez in the closet there's a voice recorder recording what was happening. At first I said there's sirens going off, burglar alarms going off in my attic, and then again the alarms kept going off over and over and over in my attic. And then here at 12:03 that night, the next note, it was says I was talking on a white voice recorder in case something happens to me and saying what they were doing in my house. I have proof. Just go look. There's proof. And at the same minute, documented Detective Rosie Rodriguez has patient's necklace and stated she was going to give it to his brother. That was a real weird comment. It's like she knows my brother, you know, how at 12:03, you know, I don't even know where that come from. You know, was Danny here? You know, Danny, my brother that doesn't talk to me no more. And so here, Rosie Rodriguez, she didn't know that Nurse Cresswell had documented what I'm saying. And you know how these dirty cops are. You know, one of them says a lie and the other one all swear to it, right? And so it's a whole bunch of them against your word. And you're the, you know, here I'm the victim, the crime victim. Detective Rosie Rodriguez wrote, says, I contacted Buddy in an exam room. Of course, yeah, she was there. That's right. Buddy stated he lives 3802 Fair Circle. He was locking up for the night. Buddy advised he make sure all the doors and windows are locked before going to bed. That's real nice of him, you know, and Buddy said he had a 12-gauge shotgun leaned up against the wall in the kitchen. He stated he's going to lock the door going from the kitchen to the garage when the gun fell and it went off. Shotgun accidentally fired, shot his right ankle. Buddy said his phone was not charged, so he went outside and screamed for help. I didn't say that at all. That was a lie. And I believe she said that lie because she planted my stolen cell phone. My cell phone was stolen before I was shot. You know, they tried to murder my home, and there's a picture of Rosie Rodriguez leaned over my nightstand where my planted cell phone was found. But anyway, the point is here, you see the difference in it? Here, I'm going, you know, have proof. Go look, there's proof. There's a voice recorder. I was under a home invasion. Rosie said, he's locking up for the night, knocked his gun over and shot himself. That's what was going, you know, that was the deal. That's the dirtiest cop in the history of America. I'm telling you. Officer April Chandler stated on her police report that she found my 222 guns and my voice recorder, which was the proof, and they were checked into evidence. But when I got the evidence logs, I saw that was a lie. The guns were checked in by Sergeant Matt Davis, and the voice recorder was not. Okay, so here we go. This is from the information report. It's a police report. And here it's from Chandler, Officer April Chandler, P250. And she says, Buddy had a .22 rifle in the bedroom by the bed that was taken for safekeeping and logged into MPD evidence, as well as a single-shot revolver and the voice recorder from the closet. Logged into MPD evidence. Okay, that's what I said. But remember, I come back and I'm going to show you here. I said I saw in the evidence logs that Sergeant Matt Davis checked in the 222 guns, which Chandler said she found, but he did not check in the voice recorder. This is from the this evidence logs Matt Davis, here he is, entered by P250, April Chandler right here. 22, there's 122, there's the second 22. Oh, here's Kings, here, yeah, it's gone. The voice recorder's not there. Remember, she said she checked it into evidence, and that was a lie. Bold-faced lie. Lying on a police report is a felony. You know, she needs to be charged and sent to prison for it, and Matt Davis does too. I made a big, the real deal is this is covering up a capital attempted murder. They stole evidence to cover up a premeditated capital attempted murder. I made a big point on social media about MPD stealing evidence that I told them about in the capital murder attempt. So about a year later, Sergeant Matt Davis finally checked in the voice recorder. Then he quit the police department. They come in late after the fact, hand wrote it in. They scribbled out this piece of evidence right here and hand wrote it in there. 2 pieces of evidence on there. And because, see, this was the original right here. Here's the 222 guns. There's the keys. There's a whole, oh, no, that's not there no more. We'll just scribble that out and hand write it in. Bullshit, you know, and that was because Buddy was making a point of them stealing evidence. And I was also making a point there were no empty shotgun shell. See, the empty shotgun shell would have been in my gun, in my shotgun, if I'd shot myself. And the shotgun was picked up by CSI Marty Barrett. He checked in 4 live shells from that gun, but he did not check in a shotgun shell. The person that checked in the shotgun shell was Matt Davis, right? But it was Barrett that picked up my gun and checked in the live shells from it. And like I said, if I had been shot with my gun, an empty shell would have been in my gun. And I was making a big point of that because it proved I was not shot with my gun. That means somebody under my home shot me. That's what I've been saying all along. Several years later, Matt Davis writes on my YouTube channel. He quit, by the way. After he did that, he quit the police department. He had 12 years. He didn't retire. He quit. Several years, I think his supervisors figured out he was involved. Several years later, Matt Davis writes on my YouTube channel, "Buddy, I stole the evidence and nobody will ever find out." He was bragging on social media about covering up a capital attempted murder, bragging about how dirty the Midland police is in a premeditated capital murder attempt. There it is, Matt Davis right there on YouTube. I stole the evidence and nobody will ever find out. That was in November 2019 when he wrote that. It's probably still there on my YouTube under that video. And then finally here in 2019, evidence was found proving that 5 police were under my home on the night that I was ambushed and shot by somebody under my home. Matt Davis was one of those 5. And what happened is the police report for the night of the murder attempt was illegally held by the police for 7 years. It had been subpoenaed and they just snuffed their nose at the court order, the law, the judge, everything else says, no, we're not giving it to you because it incriminated them. And when I finally got a copy 7 years after the murder attempt, that's what timestamped police being in or at my home that were not seen arriving on the security cameras that saw 2 other officers minutes earlier. That's what proved they come from under my home. All my other doors and windows were secured with extra locks, and that's noted on the police reports too. And that's what this shows here. Matt Davis is on scene at 11:03, but not seen arriving on the security cameras. So he was the very first one at my home listed here, okay? Tony Dickey is inside my home at 11:05, but not seen arriving on the security cameras. Greg Chatwell is on scene, 11:18, not seen arriving on the Kenny Angel is on scene at 11:18, but not seen arriving. Dylan Hale, 11:19. And let me tell you, the kicker about this is that Woodward and John Woodward from Martin County Sheriff was here at 11:01, along with the late Sheriff Deputy Mike Naylor, 11:01. 2 minutes before Matt Davis was here, and these guys were not seen arriving. Them other 2 were seen. My cameras worked, okay? We know they worked. And how come they wasn't seen? Because they come in from under my home, and it was somebody under my home shot me. Here was the proof that's parsed out on the police report. And so that's the story of the dirtiest cops in the history of America. There's no telling how many other good citizens, Christians in their homes that reported crimes are now dead thanks to these dirty cops that are lying and stealing and probably killing. Buddy Webb, Midland, Texas. Y'all share this. It could be you or your family's life next.